The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello. Welcome. We are about to interview someone who's working on a comic book. And I want to introduce Doc Blalock.
Hello, Janet from another planet. Thanks for having me.
Welcome for joining me tonight. And I am really interested in you explaining how you got into all this. I went to your website and looked at your drawings and your paintings and some of your stuff about your comic book. And I was like, wow, this is really, really good. You're very talented. And it's nice to meet other people. I'm not a painter. I do other kinds of things with my crafts. But I was real impressed. And I saw you the other day on a show talking about different things when it comes to this, this kind of stuff, painting and drawing and all that. And I thought, well, I'm going to see if he wants to be on the show. So,
absolutely, welcome. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been arting all of my life, regardless of whatever else I was doing. So it's like two parallel careers, I guess you would say. I started off in the military, then went into medicine, and then went into mental health. But while I was in the military, I was arting. While I was doing medicine, I was arting. While I was in mental health, I was arting. And I started with fine art, painting in oil and acrylic. And I am a plein air impressionist, kind of like Monet, Renoir, that kind of thing. And then in the 90s, I was injured and housebound for a few months. And I'm like, I got to do something. I'm going stir crazy. So I got into doing comic books way back then. And then, I got better and I went back to work and I just left comic books alone, but I kept painting all along. And then not terribly long ago, retired, and the paintings were selling well enough where I wasn't hurting for a damn thing in the world. Then the world ended, Janet, and the lockdowns happened and I couldn't give a painting away. And I thought, well, hell, I know how to make comic books. Let me go back and do that again. So I started off with Pariah, Blood and Mud. And then there's a character that appears in the sequel to Pariah, Blood and Mud, which is Pariah, Sanctum of Hate. And his name was Jake Bishop. And he was a supernatural private investigator. And he was so noir. And I love noir movies.
Is that this gentleman?
Man, that's Jake Bishop.
There you go.
And so I wrote a novella for him and then adapted it to a comic book. And so we put the campaign over on Fund My Comic. Now, the first one, Pariah, Blood and Mud, the main character is a witch. And so in her second book, he pops up. But I wanted him to have a little backstory of his own. So not an origin story, just a little taste of just his world so that readers could get to know him a little bit before they run back across him in the next Pariah book, which is being worked on now. But then a strange thing happened on the way to Solomon City, which is where he's from there. I got picked up by a publisher who wants to publish the books not the comic books. And so now I find myself in the position where I have one publisher for the comic books and another publisher for the books, and I'm thrilled. And so yeah, I've already written A Damn Dirty Thing as a novella. It's about 116 pages long, and then the second book in the series is called Blood on the Bricks, and I'm working on the third one now that's called Justice or Something Like It, and it's all written first person present tense, and it all takes place in the town of Solomon City, in a neighborhood of it called Iron Gate, which is where Jake Bishop lives and works.
Well, can I ask you a few questions about it?
Ask
How did
anything you
you
want.
come up with the characters? I mean, where did the story idea come from? Was it just something you dreamed about, or something you were just thinking about? You like that era,
First, first of all,
genre, so
yes.
you did
First,
that.
yeah, first of all, yes, I was absolutely born in the wrong era. I should have lived in the 40s.
Mhm.
I kind of one of the things frequently say, the world of Jake Bishop has all of our technology that we have, but the aesthetics of the 1940s never went away because it wasn't broken. It didn't need fixing.
Mhm.
So, but I loved my favorite movie of all time is Casablanca. Uh, it is hands down the heavyweight champion of the world. I will fight anybody over that. Rick Blaine in Casablanca is the original Mac Daddy tough guy, kind of hard bitten kind of guy, even though he wasn't a private investigator or anything.
Mhm.
But all of my stories start with dialogue that pops into my head. And so the Pariah story began with a piece of dialogue. And then what happens is I'll sit and I ask myself, okay, who said that? What's the context? Who did they say it to? And a conversation begins to flesh itself out. And then I have to find a world for that conversation to live in. And I
Mhm.
start writing. So Jake Bishop's began with kind of his monologue about uh, having been his office being firebombed, and it killed his partner and it killed his secretary, and it nearly killed him. And 10 long months later, after I think it was the climbing out of the opiate highs and the hell of withdrawal from those painkillers, he's back on the streets and he's after boss Vito Morelli, the guy who blew up his office.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's where the world comes from.
So is it a little bit like a Dick Tracy type storyline, or
It,
is it a little darker?
it's more like it's a lot like Dashiell Hammett and Raymond Chandler's, Philip Marlowe, The Big Sleep. It's mostly traditional noir with two twists. One, again, they have modern technology, but they don't call it what we call it. Like a computer, they call it a data type. They don't have the internet; they have the electrosphere.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the other twist is that Jake Bishop is a ditch wizard, so he can use magic, and
Mhm.
but he doesn't go around investigating supernatural stuff because it's pretty rare. Uh, Magic exists, but it's rare. So he investigates normal crimes, murders, whatever it might be, as a private investigator. But he just happens to have these other abilities that he can call on.
So he basically uses his magic to assist him in solving these crimes.
Correct.
So people would think, wow, he's a damn good investigator. So he'd probably be the number one guy everyone would be wanting to use to
Well,
solve certain things.
yeah, he has a conversation with his new secretary in this book where he sent her out to go and interview a young lady that he wanted information from, but he didn't. He thought the young lady might know who he is, so he sent his secretary. And so he's
Yeah.
wondering, maybe I missed something when she reported to me. And so when she comes back, he says, I'd like to mind probe you. And she says, no way, I'm not letting you get in my brain, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, it doesn't work like that. If it did, I'd be the most successful detective in the world. You have to allow me to know what I want to know. You're aware the whole time and you can stop it at any time. So there are a lot of limitations on what he can do with his power. Otherwise, he would be too much of a Mary Sue, too overpowered. I didn't want that, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, that's a good twist. That makes it different. So you have a publisher that wants to publish your books.
Hmm. Yeah,
So are they gonna be like novels, or are they gonna be like a little bit bigger than comic book size?
there are novellas.
Hmm.
So typically around 100. Well, it's better to say word count. It's around 30,000 to 50,000 words each book.
Hmm.
We're going to publish each one as a novella, and then once the first three are out, we'll do a collected edition, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I have a question for you from Lloyd Christmas in the chat. Do you know Gary Shipman?
I do not know Gary Shipman. Should I know Gary Shipman?
I don't know if he should. I think he's an artist. He draws. So but yeah, I told him that if they had any questions about whatever you're talking about,
Sure, ask
to
anything.
ask. But this is the cover art. Did you do the cover art on this?
I did, and
Mhm.
the kind of a funny story. The book publisher. This is the published cover for the comic book and novella on the comic book campaign, as published by Dark Gift Comics, Anthony Romano.
Mhm.
And when the book publisher picked me up, Edgeweaver Books, they sent me their idea for the cover, and I hated it. And I was like, ugh. So I was in a meeting with the publisher himself, not the editor who I'd been talking to. I was actually in a meeting with the publisher. I said, "Can I just ask, did you not like the cover I did?" And he said, "What cover?" And I was like, "Oh." So I showed him not just this cover, but my good friend John Dillard, who is probably one of the best of us in the comic book world, artist,
Mhm.
redrew the cover. He did it even better than I did.
Is it on your YouTube channel?
I can bring it up.
Okay, well, yeah, give it to me and I will present it, or you just put it out there and I'll put it up there for you.
Yeah, let me.
Um,
I got it. There it is.
because I just think it'd be good to let people see it. So this was a friend of yours that made a different cover for you.
Same cover, just he redrew it
Hmm.
and did it better than I do. Because I don't know if you guys know John Dillard. He's did The
No, I'm sorry.
Buckler, Mighty Golden Patriot. He's done a lot of books. He's a really talented guy. Window, share screen, share screen, share screen. You have to tell StreamYard 20 times. So
Yeah, here we go.
yeah,
Add
this
to
is
stage. Let me take this other one down first, I guess. Remove
mhm.
and then add to stage. There. That it?
Yeah, that's it. So he redrew it for me. And
Oh,
these
it
are
is very similar.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just less of the woman.
yeah, yeah. And it's a lot better rendered. I am a impressionist painter, and so my art is kind of impressionist. I'm sketchy with it, I'm
Mhm.
not a perfect line guy. John Dillard is that perfect line guy. He's obsessed over every little line.
Well, he
And
did a great job. It's beautiful. Did
yeah,
a
yeah,
really good job. It's
he
very,
did.
very nice.
He did. And so now the book publisher wants to hire him as his art guy to do covers and promotional art. So
Well, that's
that worked out
awesome.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
So,
thrilled.
how long are you going to have in between each of the books to get it finished?
They're done. I've written the first
Oh,
two
you've
books.
already finished them all? Then now you just wait for them to come out?
Yeah, the first two are finished. I'm working on the third now. But right up until you go to press, the editing never stops.
Well,
So
yeah.
the edits are always happening. So Damn Dirty Thing is getting its final edit this week. It's a line by line edit.
Hmm.
And then the next book is called Blood on the Bricks, and it's in its secondary edit right now, where me and a friend of mine that's a writer are going through it line by line, looking for boo-boos, looking for continuity errors or plot holes or ways we can tweak it some. So thank you, Falka. I can't pronounce it. Take a shot at that, Janet.
It looks like Sinfilka to me, but I may be
Svenfilka.
wrong. That's the
Svenfilka.
best I can do.
I love it. But
Mhm.
yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. Everything there has a slightly different, it's our world, but a little bit different. If you ever saw Batman the animated series, it was set in the 30s, 40s, but they had computers and cell phones and whatever. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's really, really, it looks very good. Very dark and gritty. It's got that,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
grit look to it.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. It looks like something my dad would have read when he was a little boy or something.
Yeah.
you know.
If you, when I was growing up, Janet, every Saturday and Sunday on TBS before it became CNN and all that shit, it was just a local cable channel called WTCG, Turner Communications Group or something.
Hmm.
Every Saturday and Sunday, those old black and white movies were on. It was Casablanca, Maltese Falcon, The Big Sleep,
Hmm.
all of that stuff. And where my siblings were bored with that stuff and wanted to go out and play, I was glued to the TV. I was enraptured by that beautiful lighting they used in the old black and white movies, and
Hmm.
I was hooked. So yeah, to bring Jake Bishop to life has been just absolutely wonderful.
He said Art Deco and modern streamlined styles have a different feel than other architecture styles.
Hmm.
Abstract and expressionism was big during that time too. I dig
Hmm.
revisiting those older influences. Well, I'm going to share his YouTube channel in the chat so all of you can go and follow him and check out some of his stuff that he has on there. He said he had a mishap with his original channel, so he's going to
Yeah,
start doing
if
more
you
of it
hit
on
that
it.
link, that's going to take you to my fine art stuff,
Hmm.
not my comic book stuff that I've been doing for years now. I
Yeah,
just lost that channel; it's just gone. So to catch
but you
my
still have
show,
your art, right?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's
Um,
good.
although, check this out. Earlier today, I was looking for my clip files. That's the program we use for drawing
Hmm.
of the new Pariah book that I'm doing. All of the clip pages are gone. They're just lost when the computer died. They just went away. But fortunately, I found JPEGs of at least 10 of them. So I only lost 4 pages. So it's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare.
Yeah, but I'm going to. I want to bring up your YouTube channel real quick.
Hmm.
So share screen. Yeah, here we go. And this is some of your painting, right?
Correct.
That
Yeah.
you've done. And I'm going to push play and just tell me when to pause if you want to say anything about your what we're going to be watching.
Sure. And you can mute it. It's just got some guitar music on it that's
Okay, I'll mute it. And then you can just talk about it then. Here
yeah,
we go.
so almost 100% of my paintings are painted on site. It's painting on plein air. Uh, so, this one is at Slade Pond. This one was my backyard at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's always about the light. This is also at Slade Pond.
Mhm.
And this was at my friend Krisha's house. She had this beautiful old oak in the backyard. This is the
Mhm.
fishing hole out at Heads Creek Reservoir. This was in my hometown, Hunting Island, South Carolina.
Mhm.
And this was the family farm at daybreak.
Yeah, it's pretty.
This is a studio painting, not plein air. And this was painted on the Flint River here. This is also from my hometown down in the Low Country of South Carolina. And that was the happy house. Look, it's smiling.
It's pretty.
And then this was just a quick cloud demo from I teach art, so I was teaching a class. This was my neighbor's backyard at 10:30 in the morning. Just wanted to paint it. This is
Little
on
gazebo.
this is on the South River.
Hmm. Beautiful.
The silos at Orchard Hill. This is I can never pronounce it, but it's Sproul Bluff in Thomaston, Georgia. Now this was just a quick study I did for a friend of mine. That you can pause that one for a second.
Okay, this one, or do you want me to go back one?
Go back to the big clouds
Okay.
right before this. Yeah, right there. So I have a friend, the great Stuart Davis, here on YouTube. He's an oil
Hmm.
painter. He lives in France. He's from England, and he's a tonalist, and he paints these just towering, brilliant, dynamic skies. And I'm part of his chat, and we're all hanging out, and we follow each other on Facebook. And someone asked him, "Well, can you do that with acrylic?" And he said, "No, you can't." So I said, "Hold my beer," and I did it with acrylic, and sent this to him. And he said, "I stand corrected." So now when people ask him, "Can you do that with acrylic?" he says, "I can't, but other people can." So this was my
Yeah, I guess
homage to
it
Stuart
would
Davis.
depend on what you're used to painting with,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what you feel comfortable with. Uh,
absolutely.
and that is beautiful. It's very beautiful. I mean, it almost looks like a photograph of the clouds. So pretty.
Yeah, painting clouds
Good
is a
job.
blast. Have a good time with it. And I think that's pretty much, the next painting. I don't even know why that's in there. That was a work in progress that wasn't even finished.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, it's nice. You did a good job. But yeah, that's on your YouTube, right?
yeah,
This right
that's
here. So
yeah.
I'm gonna close that, and I'm gonna go so people can see your channel right here. And this is his YouTube channel. The one because his other one was he lost it because some computer problems he had.
Poof
But
gone.
this, do what?
Poof gone.
Yeah, it's
Just
gone.
poof.
But this is his channel. So if you go here and you follow it, he's going to start doing. He said he's going to start putting other things on here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to start streaming the show that I've been doing on the other channel over here. Now, currently and
Hmm.
moving forward, Flip City Magazine, Flip City Mag here on YouTube every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We do a hour and a half coffee shop. We do meme review. We roast pop culture and
Um,
talk
can
about
you
cartoons.
share that link or
I
whatever,
certainly can.
and that way everyone can see it, and they'll be able to.
We cut it from there. I got to get back to Janet from Another Planet on YouTube.
And that way you can share it, and other people can go to their channel too. But
Sure.
I would like to share your thing for your comic book, your fundraising
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
So I'm going to open that real quick while you're putting that in
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I dropped the link. It's right there. And of course, that's our good friend Christy from Flip City. Be sure you check out Flip City. Yeah, so this is the campaign, and it's
Mhm.
been up for a year, and it's funded, but only slightly over funding. There's actually a stretch goal. We're trying to get to the $4,000 mark to do an audio book, and
Yeah.
that's mainly because we have several friends that are actually vision impaired, but they like the book. So
Hmm.
we're trying to get to the point where we can do the novella as an audio book.
Well, that's really good. But the good thing is when you get to come to one of these campaign pages, you can read about what the details about the book itself, and
Hmm.
you get to see some of the artwork and everything and how it was all put together. So that's one of
Sure.
the reasons why I like to
Yeah.
share this. And
If you want, there's the trailer for the book is at the top there. It's a
right
video that
here,
you can play. Yeah,
yeah, let's do that. Here we
yeah.
go.
There you go, and then bigonate it. And there you go.
Wow, that looks
Yay!
very full of action.
It's a fun little book. And
Yeah,
here's
it
the
looks
thing:
like it.
I went out of my way. I went into poverty for this book. $7 for the comic book. It's the cheapest around.
Hmm.
$9 for the novella. They're still available. There's only 15 copies of the novella left, and after those are out, we can't print anymore because of my new publishing deal with the
Yeah,
new
see
publisher.
here, it says, yeah, it tells you about it. It's 80
Mhm.
page illustrated. So if you go to the website, you can check out what he's got and
Mhm.
what you get. So for the two books that he has to offer for you. But
Yeah,
yeah, I recommend that you come here, check out. I mean, look how good this is. Look at the art. His artwork is awesome. Very good. Very good.
yeah. The other book that gave birth to Jake Bishop is all there. It is right there. That's the
Hmm.
Pariah Blood and Mud on the right.
Yeah.
It's also still available. You can get copies of that. And then
Mhm.
there's a trading card of Portia Vance, and there's
Mhm.
coffee mugs available. One side is the book title, the other side is Jake Bishop Investigations, his business card.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh, and there's a feature on here I forgot about. At the bottom, there is Jake Bishop's business card with a working phone number that you can call and leave Jake Bishop a message for a case you want him to follow.
Cool. That's at the very bottom of this.
Yeah, right
Wow,
there it
look
is.
at this. Look at all. Yeah, right here.
Mm-hmm.
That is so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I recommend everybody go and check this out, this website. Yeah, I looked at it a little bit today, but it's nice. I didn't watch the video. I didn't even think about it. I was just reading about it. But it really will help you see if you read it, you might have somebody in your family or a friend of yours that you know that might really love to have one of these comic books.
Yeah, sure. It's a
So,
it's a story about a time when men were men and women weren't.
yeah, women won't men. Yeah, we're I hopefully we're moving back towards
I
that.
hope so. I hope
So
so. R.J. Williams did a
we'll
review.
find out.
R.J. Williams did a review of the book, and he said, "So basically, it's a story about a world where there's no hippies and no SJWs. Count me in." Thank you, Six Nations. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely recommend. I recommend all of you guys and anyone that watches this in the future to follow him and keep an update. You know what's going on and what new is coming up with his work or his art, his paintings.
Yeah.
So I just think this was really, really good. And you're very talented.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to do the trifecta. So,
Hmm.
I paint, I draw, I write. I guess it'll be a quadtrecta. I'm also a musician. So I'm working, my son is a musician also. I'm working on recording a Jake Bishop theme song. Uh, the problem, of course, is that I either play old jazz from the 40s or I play 80s metal. I got to find a middle ground somewhere. I
Well, have you thought about starting a Patreon?
don't even know what that means.
Well, it's a website that you can get
Mhm.
on, and then you can like upload your story, like 1 or 2 or 3 pages a week.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
let people pay you a monthly fee, and as you bring out more and more information for them to follow through the story, and then as you add music that you might have for your
Oh,
thing that
oh, oh.
you
I,
download, things like
I
that.
kind of sort of have that with my Substack.
Oh,
Um,
you have Substack.
right.
Okay. I
But
didn't know you had that.
it's in its infancy. I posted to it once because
Mhm.
I was waiting for the new publisher to actually go to press
Huh?
before I put it on blast and turn it up over there. So yeah, yeah.
See, that's all it is. It's just a way for some of my friends I know that are doing the whole thing with the gaming, where
Hmm.
you can
Hmm.
uh, buy the information on how to game, tabletop game. Like
Hmm.
I said, I play, it's like a Pathfinder
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And then you can do that, and they add new characters that you can use. They add different things to add for like lands, maps, things like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
And then some of them are doing music that you can listen to while you're playing the game that's themed,
Right,
that
right.
all kinds of different things like that. And it's just amazing the creativity of so many people that I've met through YouTube and Discord.
Same. I've been blown away by the talent that exists
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
awesome. It really is.
There's someone you need to know if you don't know him already. Chris
Mhm.
Brown from Laughing Rogue. He makes games. He makes tabletop games, role playing games, whatever.
Mhm.
They're not only are they very successful, they're very good. He's got Slaughterville. He's got Metal Gods, or Metal Heroes, where
Mhm.
you role play as metal bands and what. It's just he's got tons of them. One of them's called Gone Hunting. So there's one for hunting. There's one for horror. There's one for. Uh, he's got a noir one coming out. Scene of the crime. So yeah, you should.
Yeah, there's been a big surge in tabletop gaming like that after
Mhm.
that show came out. What was it? Stranger Things.
Yeah, yeah.
And also when Big Bang Theory started up, the tabletop game
I
stuff
love
started
that
getting bigger.
show.
Yeah, a lot of people hate it. A lot of my friends that are nerds, they said it gives nerds a bad name, but
No,
I
it
thought it
doesn't.
was great.
The
I
nerd,
love
the nerdiest guy there scores the hottest girl. How is that a bad thing? Come on.
it. It isn't bad, but I just loved the whole portrayal of what they showed when girls went into the comic book shop to try to find
Yeah,
out what it was that they loved, to
yeah,
see the reaction by all the people in the
yeah.
comic book. Hey, I grew up loving. I've always been a nerd. I
Hmm,
had four
hmm.
sisters, and I was a daddy's girl, and he would take me to comic book shops and stuff like that. And he's the one that got me hooked on reruns of Star Trek,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
love Star Trek.
yeah,
And I have tons of costumes, Star Trek, and I got the bouffant wigs,
yeah.
so for
There
the
you go.
60s and 70s and stuff like that. It's just a lot of fun. And I love the story. I love the campiness of it. I have went to a couple of things in Vegas
Hmm.
where they had this Star Trek experience. And then you have some of the sets, and you hear the whoosh, whoosh, with the doors opening, closing, and there's somebody else doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
They show you all kinds of really cool stuff. It was really really it was so much fun. I could go every year when I
Hmm.
would go. I just don't get bored when it comes to that, and I can spend 8 hours there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Digging around, having a great old time. But a lot of people just, you know, they just look at me and go, "Okay, whatever." They
Yeah,
just move
look,
along.
I'm
But
all about nerd culture, and I consider myself nerd adjacent because I was into Star Trek. I watched the original series so many times that within the first 5 seconds, I could tell you exactly which show we were looking at as soon as the first scene came up.
yeah,
And but I was never deep in the lore like some people are. They can tell you how many decks are on the ship and what makes the warp drive work. I don't know all that shit, but
yeah,
I
I don't
watch
know all
all the
that either, but I
shows.
still love it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and
still love watching it.
yeah, and for the comic book stuff, I didn't know who the artists were until I got older, and I thought, someone's getting paid to draw these and to write these, and I'm a pretty good artist. So that's when I discovered George Perez and John Byrne, the giants of the Silver Age in
Hmm.
comics. So flash forward to when I've rejoined the comic book community. I'm coming out with Pariah Blood and Mud, and I had no swag on my walls, none. I had no nerd swag. Well, my best friend, who has been my best friend now for 35 years, manages a very big comic book store in Atlanta. His name is Charles. I said, Charles, I need some swag. He said, I got you covered, brother. He mailed me a stack of posters that thick. And so I picked a few and put them up on the walls. And thank you. You saved me. Now I have nerd cred.
Well, it's whatever works. That's how I look at it.
Mhm.
But yeah, you never know if someone's a nerd or not sometimes today, because people don't, you don't see the band-aid on the glasses or anything
Right,
like that. It's just a
right.
normal person, and until you start talking to them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't realize I was even a nerd until one of my sisters told me, you're such a nerd or something like that. And I was like, what? I didn't, it never really sunk in. And, but I have tons of comic books. I take comic books and get them autographed. I have tons of collectibles,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my, like, look, see, I love, this is one of my favorite characters is Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love anti-heroes.
Yep.
I love Deadpool, and I love Morbius.
I can't
One of
reach
my
my Captain America, but he's up there. He's my favorite.
one of my favorite comic book series is, and I have two sets, complete sets. One's never opened. It's the Midnight Suns.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's one of my very favorite ones. Oh my gosh! But I don't want any of the people that own Marvel right now to make it yet,
Right.
because I don't think
Right.
they do it justice.
Yeah.
But man, that would be something to get to watch all these
Maybe,
people in those comic books.
maybe if they allow the original Netflix crew to do it as a TV show, they could do Midnight Suns because
Well,
they did really well with Daredevil and Jessica Jones. The other two kind of okay, but those two, that first season of Jessica Jones was off the chain good, and
yeah, there's
Daredevil too.
they've hit some really good stuff. I mean, the Boys TV series, the
Hmm.
first season was freaking phenomenal.
Yep.
I
Yep.
just loved it. So it just depends on the group of people. What's sad though is like you saw it on Big Bang, you saw it on like True Blood and different series. They start off in the first season is just so good. You get
Hmm.
addicted to it, right?
Hmm.
Then the second season, when the actors start making more and more money per episode, and then after like 5 years, when you got all the actors making $1 million an episode,
Yeah.
have to make cuts in other places, and that's the writing. Usually, is the
Hmm.
writers get dumped, and they move on because they can't make they're not getting treated the way that they should.
Yeah.
So they get cheaper people in there, and the story gets worse and worse, and it's not original anymore. It's more
Hmm.
rewrapped gum that someone's already
Yeah.
chewed, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it
True.
really stinks. And that's why it's so nice and refreshing to see more people like you
Raw
that
indies.
have a
Yes.
story that's new and fresh. And it gives you something else to look into for entertainment instead of trying to wait for you know,
Right. Right.
some movie to come out that's the episode or the 14th movie in this series. It's
Mhm.
like, you just get tired of it. So you're dying for good entertainment
Yes.
that doesn't have a lot of politics trying to cram a point of view down your throat. It's just
Right.
entertainment. That's what we want. And I'm willing to pay more money for good
Yeah.
entertainment if I can
Yeah.
get it,
Yes, absolutely.
which is hard.
Kind of the approach that a lot of us that there are many of us that are creators and we do it full time from home. So we hang out
Mhm.
backstage on StreamYard because you're at home alone working.
Yeah.
And we all kind of have the same mantra is we make the entertainment we want to see. You want to see better entertainment. If you can't make it yourself, back people that do, support them. And
Hmm.
that's how you get alternative entertainment that's not woke or agenda driven. Yeah,
Yeah.
Six Nations. Here's the interesting thing, right? I was on active duty. I was a hospital corpsman of the Navy assigned to the FMF Fleet Marine Force. So all of my time, and all means all, and that's all that all means, all of my time was spent with Marines. And when I found out that they played D&D, it's like, you mean the toughest people on the planet are nerds too? Yeah, some of them were.
But it's fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
And I like it. I play it. And the
Mhm.
thing is, it's in your imagination,
Yeah.
right? And depending on what what your dice turn up, so here's my
Hmm.
two of my set of dice.
Hmm.
Uh, it depends on what you get. It's not
Yeah.
just, oh, I want to do this spell and you do it and you blow up everybody. It
Right.
all depends on how well they roll against
Hmm.
what you roll and whether or not you're going to make it or not.
Yep.
And I've died. I've done it a few times, but look at this. I want to show this.
Hey, Bone, what's up,
This
buddy?
is a dice tower
Oh, nice.
that Crafting Gamer made for me
Nice.
and mailed it to me. And I use it every week when I play.
Yeah.
But I've gotten some really awesome, cool stuff sent to me from my subscribers and stuff, and I absolutely love it. And I'm learning. I'm still
Mhm.
learning, and it was so sweet because I got this. This right here is a dice box, but it has all the dice's picture on it, saying it's a
Mhm.
D8, a D20, D4,
Mhm.
like that, so I could learn
Yeah.
what each of them were and all that stuff. So it's just nice to feel like you fit into a group of people
Sure.
that accept you, even though you're not perfect. You make mistakes. Hi, Bone. Thank
Bone,
you
good
for
to see
coming
you.
in.
Glad you're here, buddy.
Yeah, I've been friends with Bone for a long time, almost since before I even started doing this stuff by myself.
Yeah,
So
Bone was one of the first people to find me
yeah,
and start
he's
watching my show.
wonderful.
Good people.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember I had to learn the other rules, not just the game rules, but the other rules, like put your hand on your head when you're speaking out of character at the table. Don't stack dice or the DM will punch you in the shoulder. And remember, my DM was a Marine.
Hmm.
So no dice stacking and no, I'm going to talk out of character now. All those silly little rules that go with it that make it a culture unto itself.
Hmm. But the thing is, I've never gotten to play yet at a table with anyone yet.
Mm-hmm.
The only games I've been able to play so far have been online.
What's up, Crooked Painter?
So hopefully one day I get to at least go to Texas
Yeah,
and San Antonio and get to go to Bruce's table
there
and
you go.
actually get to play. So that will be fun.
So
But
look, when you go, sit near the head of the table where he's at and start stacking your dice while he's narrating and see if his eye twitches.
yeah, it probably will. But you know what? I am the worst roller. I'll have a good idea or a good concept of something I want to try, and I roll terribly.
And then
I
the dice
cannot
just fail
roll.
you.
Yeah, they
Yeah, well,
always fail.
if the die fail you 3 times on any given night, you have to put them into a leather bag by themselves and leave them for 7 days to break the luck off of them. Yeah, you got to break the bad luck
Okay,
off of
this is a leather bag right
them. Yeah.
here. But
So
yeah, I have hope. I bought so many dice thinking that if I get a new set, maybe it'll be better. But
yeah,
that's
my lucky set were enameled metallics, gold, silver, platinum, and copper.
hmm
My best set, that D20 rolled 20s for me. Like, I mean, you could almost bank on a 20. Loved
yeah.
it. And but then its luck ran out one day, and they went to shit on me, Janet. I don't know what happens.
Yeah, I have some people say, well, put them in the freezer and do this, all those different things.
Yeah.
But the thing is that some people just roll really are just lucky, and some people aren't.
Yep.
I mean, Bruce can roll. I've never seen anybody roll so many 20s.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's hard when you have a GM that rolls so well.
Yep.
All the
Yep.
time. And he has a camera, pointing down on his tower so he can
Uh-huh.
see what he rolls.
Yeah.
And we take pictures and share, our stuff because we have a Discord where we put stuff in it. And we
Right.
also have Gilded. So
Mhm.
depending on where they're at, we will share pictures and we share memes, we goof around, we have snacks, we're showing each other what we're eating because I just sit and I crochet or
Yeah.
you sew and stuff like that while everyone's turns going because we have so many people. We play on Bruce's teams. We play between 6 to 8 hours, so it's an all-day event.
Right.
Every Saturday, that's what I do. I don't go anywhere or do anything. I stay home
And
and
see,
play
it's the same
games.
thing. It's the same thing for me when I'm writing, in
Mhm.
that it all takes place in your imagination. And like my wife came in one day and I'm just sitting blank in the living room. TV's off, room is quiet, and I'm staring off into space. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm writing." I'm literally creating scenes and dialogue in my head, and I'm rolling them around. And
Hmm.
when I get enough of it in there, I run back here, and I won't say type because I can't type anymore. My hands are starting to go from repetitive motion.
Yeah.
So I dictate, and then go back and fix it later.
Do you use Dragon?
I use the one that's built in to Windows 11.
Mhm.
You hit
Yeah.
you hit the Windows key and H and just dictate, and it does really well. If it doesn't understand a word, fine, just skip it. You'll come back and fix it later.
Hmm. Yeah, I know a couple people who write, and that's what they said. That's the program they use when they do the
Hmm.
dictation. So,
Yeah, I used to dictate my patient notes as a counselor, but it was the old-fashioned dictation where I would do it into a recording, and my secretary would type it up. Um,
mhm.
they that technology wasn't quite out yet, but now it is. So, and I like it. I like it. It works pretty well.
I'm sharing my Friday night shit show Gmail. So if anyone out there watching this would like to share something you're doing, whether you draw or you paint or you have some other, hobby that you like that you would like to share, send me a message.
Yeah.
And maybe I could have you on the show and we could talk about it because I really think it's important that other people get to see other people's hobbies because what if there's somebody out there that would love to thinks they want to do a story or they want to learn how to
Right.
paint or they want to learn how to do some kind of crafting.
Right.
I've built Legos on live streams before uh, because I just do what I want. I do what I enjoy. um, and I like meeting new people. I love playing games. I love hearing other people talk about gaming because
Hmm.
I've learned a lot. And
Yeah.
I've met so many wonderful people like Crafting Gamer. He does the figurines. Him and
Hmm.
Bruce paint, and then we use them in the games that
Hmm.
we're
Hmm.
playing. All kinds of, and I've been trying to get Bruce to be able to separate himself from some of them, and actually sell them to other people that might want to buy
Yeah.
a
Sure.
set to
Yeah.
start their own tabletop game
Yeah.
because he shows how they use the grid patterns and different things. And he has paper that he pulls out and he draws and stuff like that on it.
Mhm.
It's very creative the way he does it. And then there's other people that don't. They use like Roll 20,
Yeah.
D&D, rolling
Mhm.
systems. So it depends on the GM, I guess,
Yeah.
what their flavor is or whatever for their
And there's so many
game.
creatives behind all of that. Have you seen the guy? He's on YouTube. He built a topographical map of Middle Earth.
Mm-mm.
The whole thing.
No.
It is huge. It's room sized, but it's everything from the Shire all the way to the Sea of Rune, east of Mordor.
And he has it on a like a where you'd run trains on it or something like a platform.
Yes, it's like that. Yes, um,
Cool.
and he did a damn good job of it. It is amazing to see.
Nice to see you. I call myself Janet from another planet, so it's
Mhm.
easy. JFAP. There you go.
So, for anyone that's new watching,
Mhm.
what planet are you from, Janet?
Oh, I'm from Venus, of
Because
course.
men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
That's right. But thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. We've almost been going for an hour
Oh, it was
talking about
my
it.
pleasure.
And the thing is that if you want to snip a few things out and put them on your channel, that'd be great. Or even on your timeline on your X. I'm going
Sure.
to share that real quick. Let me get that. Uh, Hold on. I shared it earlier, but
Hmm.
X is it's getting a little. It's growing. It seems to be growing. I just wish they'd do something about some of the bots are so bad. So
Yeah,
many of them.
yeah, true that.
But here is Doc's X account. If you're on X, you take that, put it on there, and follow him on there.
Hmm.
And so you can keep an eye out to see what he's got coming up or
Yeah,
what he's going to be doing next. But
yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
think it's going to be really good. I think you're going to be very successful once you get this
I
out.
am I am so excited to be writing the novels. As much as I love painting, as much as I love drawing, as much as I love playing music and writing
Mhm.
music, I love writing the most. And I think I'm the best at that. Like that's my strongest thing that I do. I don't know. Painting is pretty close. I don't know. I enjoy them all. I just
Well,
art.
don't quit, okay?
Yeah.
Because when you get to use your hands and make something like that, and then you get to give it to someone, you're sharing a part of your inner self. I mean, I
Oh,
can't explain any difference
absolutely.
in that. Writing is the same thing, but writing is not as personal, I don't think, as it's done with your hands.
Mm,
Like when you paint something and you give it to them, there's not going to be another painting that looks exactly like that. See what I
right.
mean?
Right.
Because it's got little things, brush strokes or whatever, and it will never be duplicated.
Right.
I
Right.
hate to say it, but when you write something down on paper, okay, and you copy it and make another copy and another
Hmm.
copy and another
Hmm.
copy, it separates it. That's why so many of us stand in line at some of these places, cons, and we can get the autograph to go with it, right?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
that makes it special for that person because
Yeah.
they
And that, by the
the
way, is
experience
why
and
there
everything.
will be a comic book slash graphic novel with every novel that I release. So it's
Yes.
two separate publishers, but they have an agreement with each other where they won't step on each other's toes.
Hmm.
You can do the comic books, you can do the novellas, and we're all happy. And yeah, and by the way, one last time, if you want, best prices around $7 will get you the comic book for A Damn Dirty Thing over on
Hmm.
Fund My Comic. $9 will get you the novella, and
Yeah.
the novellas, the campaign page is wrong. It's 116 pages. I think
Hmm.
Anthony mistyped when he said 80 pages. And
Yeah.
there are, I didn't say this before, there are about 11 illustrations in the book, the novella, that exist nowhere else, and they never will again. They're not going to be in the new novels. So there's only 15 of those left. Go get you one. And I promise if you mail it to me, I'll autograph it. I don't know why anyone would want my autograph, but I will be glad to do that and mail it back to you.
Well, plus, maybe if this takes off, which I think it will, once it's start getting printed, that
Mm,
and also with the audio book. But
yeah.
the thing is I think you might even be able to start going to maybe a few cons or whatever,
Yeah, we
and
are.
just
We're doing
sit
cons.
there and get to meet people, talk to them,
Hmm.
get your picture taken with them if you want, and then you can also autograph their books.
Absolutely.
And you'll have mugs and other things that you can autograph for
Hmm.
someone too. It's the other collectibles.
Yeah, we have a running, not a joke, I guess, a running lore about the mugs
Hmm.
because my next door neighbor actually does the, I forget what the printing technique is called, but she prints the mugs. So Anthony will order the mugs from our supplier. They get
Hmm.
shipped to me. I take them next door. They get printed, and then Anthony ships me the labels, and I ship them out from here to the backers. But then the box that the mugs came in is so perfect that I have to mail the empty box back to Anthony so he can load it up, and it goes. But so that box has gone from New Jersey to Georgia half a dozen times, and it's falling apart. But the interior compartment of it is so cool. We keep using it. So I said when that box retires, I'm
Hmm.
bronzing it. It's going to hang on my wall forever.
Well, good. Well, one suggestion I have, if you decide to do it, I think it'd be a cool addition if you can get a good deal on it, is put some fedoras on there.
If I could get a good deal on fedoras, I would.
Well,
My
I
son,
could tell you right now, in New Orleans, I everyone I knew had some kind of fedora to sell because of all the you know parades and things.
yeah.
And a few of my friends would have them, and they would order them, different colors and things
Hmm.
like that. Some of them lit up. I mean, I have like 100 and something hats that I wear. And, I have things with bunny ears. I've got halos, devil horns. I have everything.
Yeah, I
But
actually own two vintage fedoras, and I
yeah, I
do
have some old
and I do
ones.
wear them. But my
Hmm.
son got my best fedora. He wanted it, and I never say no to my kids. If they want something, it's theirs. Dad, I really like that hat. You do? I was wondering, could I have it? Of course you can. Right off my head to yours. Here you go. Uh, so he took that one, and it had the slightly wider brim than the
Hmm.
two that I have left. But one of them is a green and black twill from England, and then the other one is brown felt, and it was made in Scotland. So I like both of them.
But yeah, I think that would be really cool because that's one thing I was looking for when I went down the list
Hmm.
because of the cover that I saw. I was like, wow, if they had like autographed fedoras, that would be really cool. From you, the writer, I think that would be something that some people, once it takes off,
Yeah,
that someone would think was a really cool gift
yeah.
to give for someone to buy the couple of the books of the series with the fedora and give it to someone else that they know loves this stuff as a gift.
Hmm.
So that's just something that I would think that would be really cool on your site.
Yeah,
So
in the I didn't mention it, but in the lore in the books, The
mhm,
World of Jake Bishop, his trench coat and his fedora are enchanted. So
mhm,
his fedora makes it impossible to psychically trace him or read his mind.
mhm.
And his trench coat, if you shoot him, it won't stop the bullet from hurting him, but it will not penetrate the coat. And if he falls, it will glide him to the ground. So he doesn't fly, but he's not going to splatter to his death if he's wearing the coat. So he goes
Cool.
nowhere without his trench coat.
Well, those are great. I mean, I love it. I think it's got some really good concepts in it that I've never heard for anything like this type
Mhm.
of story. But I can tell you right now, I know a lot of young men that really love this genre. Like from Sin City,
Yeah.
the Dick Tracy series.
Hmm.
Lots of younger people and college age guys that are really into this stuff, and it goes in and out. It's funny, just like I
Hmm.
was saying about gaming, is
Hmm.
that you'll have a trend for a little bit where people are, wearing the fedoras,
Yeah.
um, or going to the things where they do the dancing,
Hmm.
where they
Hmm.
dance with couples
Yeah.
at different places. And what I can't help it because where I was from before I moved to, Arkansas, Hillbillyville. I was where it was the entertainment. I mean, it was the biggest thing,
Yeah.
festivals, parades, all kinds of places to go and dance and listen to music. And
Hmm.
people would wear all kinds of cool clothes, the pants with the suspenders and then the fedora,
Yeah.
and walk down the street. And no one made fun of anyone. You could wear a
Right.
tutu, I could wear anything, and people,
Yeah.
you fit right in a city
Yeah.
like New Orleans. And I just love that place. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
there's no place. I have been to so many cities in this country, and there was just no other city like that one to me. The
Yeah.
culture, the mixture
Yeah.
of so much
Nolo is
food,
it's
everything.
it's its own world. Nolo.
It really
All
is.
really all of the Cajun country down there, but especially Nolo. Um, Similar to that, if you live down there, it's very similar to where I'm from, which is the Carolina Low Country. Looks
Hmm.
exactly the same. You've got
That's
the
what I was going to say about some of your pictures. It almost looked like I was down by the bayou.
yeah, yeah. They
It
look
was
very
beautiful. Or
similar.
Lake Pontchartrain,
Yeah,
walking around.
do you know the Cajun word "bupu day"?
No, I
It's the
don't remember
smell
that
of the
one.
rotten mud.
Uh,
Of the coastal mud that stinks.
yeah, when you're walking through it and
Yeah,
you're
yeah. Like when you're getting near
walking
it.
along,
Oh yeah, it's like a black tar that turns green and
yeah,
sticks to
and
everything.
you can't get it off.
No,
Yeah,
but
it
you
never
can
comes off,
smell it
no
for
matter what you do.
miles and miles before you get there. But
Yeah.
we have the same thing there, and it's weird that something can stink that bad and make you homesick at the same time.
I know, isn't it? It really is. And pictures too. To
Yeah.
see, I'll be, like I have a picture in my bedroom right now of, I love lighthouses.
Hmm.
But you remember, my dad's side of the family is all from New England, and there's
Right.
tons of that type of scenery around with
Yeah.
lighthouses and beaches and shells and all
Hmm.
that. And then you go down to my mother's, and there's horses and horseshoes and
Right.
country cowboy hats,
Yeah.
goat ropers, all
Yeah.
that. So it's just two cultures just crammed together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just nice because New Orleans is a melting pot. You have so many different people there,
Yeah.
and that's what's so fun about this nostalgic look of your book
Hmm.
and the storyline, to actually put in some gaming, like
Yeah.
DD into your game.
Yeah.
You or your book. I mean, you have a flair of you know nerdum in it, which I love,
Obviously. Yes.
and it's
Yeah.
it's just very intriguing. And I think it's going to be really successful. I'm really happy for you.
I'm hoping so. My publisher, Jim, if you're watching, hiya, hello. I told him I'd be on here. Send him the link. Um, he's really behind this. He said, they're a fairly new publishing house. They've only been around a few years,
Mhm.
and he was looking for a flagship property to really push them
Yeah.
as they in turn push whoever the writer is, and they're hoping that's going to be Jake Bishop here. I want it to go big. I want it to be bigger than Jack Reacher. I want it to be bigger than Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan books.
Hmm.
We gotta break down that wall and get there.
Yeah. Well, once it gets out there, the next thing after the success of the book, it's going to be go the same route as Jaws and other books that have hit the big time. With it ends up either being a TV series or a movie
Yeah,
franchise, and
yeah.
then you're going to have all the other stuff that goes along with it, the memorabilia and things like that.
There's
So,
some really talented indie filmmakers that have reached out to me wanting to do one or two scenes from the book,
hmm,
and I'm okay with it. I said, drop a memorandum of understanding and we'll do it. But it's a slow process, and we'll just see whatever happens to it.
yeah, I understand.
However, my new contract with the publisher says no, no, they have right of first refusal on all that stuff, so I no
Mhm.
longer have any say in it.
Yeah,
So hopefully, if one of these not independent, what's the word I'm looking for here? If Netflix gets it, I just pray that they keep Jake Bishop as Jake Bishop and not a transvestite with rickets. Uh,
well, you do have some say in that.
yeah, I do, and I will absolutely die on that hill. You are not going to do the Netflix thing to my character. Sorry.
Mm-mm. I mean, once you see the contract, if it has things in it that you don't approve, I would just say no. I'll just put it back up there because someone can pay to table your story, or they can
Right.
shelf it for a little while, but you're still going to earn money off of it. And then when they come back and say, "Will you do this, that, and the other?" and you say no, you say, "Okay, see you later,"
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
someone else will be waiting in line to
Yeah.
take
That's when
it
it's
as
good to
is.
have a good friend that's a business attorney, a corporate attorney,
Mm-hmm.
to give you that guidance.
Yeah, and don't forget, never sign anything right when they come to you. You say, I
Right.
got to have a day," and don't let them make you say, "Well, this is it. It's either now or never." You just say, "Well, then I guess it's never,"
Yep.
because if they really want it, they will wait for you to
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back to them, and you will be treated better if you don't let them walk all over you. So.
Baby, don't treat me bad. You remember that
Well, the thing
song?
is, it's true. No, I don't
Oh,
remember that
you're
song.
too
I'm
young,
sorry.
aren't you? You don't
But
remember
who sings
Firehouse?
it?
Maybe Don't Treat Me Bad from the '90s.
Mm-mm.
It's a band.
Maybe I have heard it. I just the way you're saying it, I just don't recognize it.
I know my singing is terrible. I
Oh,
play
I'm
bass
sorry.
and guitar. I'm not a singer.
But
Um, but
thank
yeah,
you so much for hanging out with me tonight
thank you for having me. I really enjoyed
and
it.
sharing your wonderful book with me and your drawings and stuff. And hopefully, You'll get a few people following you from your YouTube and your X account. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for you.
Thank you very
But
much.
please keep me updated. I'd really appreciate it.
I will. And we'll get you out on the coffee shop and interview you, because you were a deliciously crazy human being, just our kind of crowd. We would love to have you.
I don't get embarrassed too easily, because that's just the way it is. You only live one. You only have this one life, so try to enjoy it to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? Because it's only this long in this huge vastness of life in the world.
Absolutely.
And we only have so much time here, and we don't even know if we'll be here tomorrow. So enjoy every minute you can possibly get out of it. Try to be good to people, and they'll hopefully be good in return. And that's how I try to live my life, basically. So,
yep. Live a life of purpose.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everyone in the chat, for hanging out with us, and everyone over on X and Rumble.
Hail the chat.
Yeah. So I really appreciate all of you. And thank you so much, Doc, for hanging out tonight and sharing me with your awesome story. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be something good. But thank you, everyone. And we'll talk to everyone later. Don't forget, tomorrow night, the Friday Night Shit Show. See you later.
If you wear nice clothes, people think you're showing off. If you wear simple clothes, people think you're poor. If you speak your mind, you're rude. If you stay quiet, then you're a coward. If you're successful, then you're arrogant. And if you're struggling, then you're lazy. You see, no matter what you do in life, people will always have something to say. So ignore people and their opinions. Because so long as your God is pleased with you, who cares what people think?
He knows that this is much bigger than him. This is about the American people.
They have no idea what they have unleashed.
He was ready to go face the cameras and come out swinging.
What will future Americans say we did in our brief time here on Earth? It will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. And the future belongs to us.